Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast heading into this Tuesday. Yesterday was a warm start to the day. We also had some strong winds. Temperatures in the 70s. We'll stay in the 70s today, mostly low to mid 70s with decreasing clouds late this afternoon. And we will have a cold front pushing through today. Really not going to do much. It'll be a wind shift today and more in the upper 60s, low 70s tomorrow. So still quite comfortable. And with lighter winds tomorrow, it shouldn't be too bad. But as I mentioned, with the slight wind shift for today, or a big wind shift, I should say, south winds shifting to the north, could gust around 25, maybe 30 miles per hour, but certainly not to the extent of yesterday's winds. And then the winds do weaken tonight. It won't be a factor at all tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be one of the nicer days, even though I do expect partly to mostly cloudy skies. May have a few sprinkles, but I think for the most part it is going to be dry. So taking a look at that on Supercast, we had some rain and a few isolated storms early this morning, mainly up to our north and southern Nebraska, northwest Missouri, but had a little bit in WIBW viewing area along Highway 36. We'll continue with the clouds sticking around for the morning and early afternoon hours before clearing out late this afternoon from north to south. So have those sunglasses handy for later on today. You will need it, especially farther to the north you go, but even for those down to the south, this is showing clear skies as we get towards sunset tonight. So we will have that late day sun. Meanwhile, clouds increase again late tonight, and we'll have generally partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, staying dry. We will have an opportunity for rain, though, on Thursday. I think that's going to be our next best opportunity for rain, and this model has it from mid-morning to early afternoon, mainly south of I-70. We'll still fine-tune this as we get closer to Thursday, though. And then we'll have a possibility for storms again as we head towards Thursday night. So keeping an eye on the risk for severe weather. A lot of this is probably going to be for Thursday night, not the daytime storms on Thursday, but certainly something that we'll be keeping an eye on as we get closer to this time frame. Meanwhile, as we could have even higher probability of severe weather on Friday and potentially into Saturday night, keep an eye on that. If you are in the Marysville and Council Grove area this week, Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Goodwin will be out at those locations from 11 to 1 programming weather radios. And you can see he'll be out in Linden and Concordia by the end of the month in early May as well. So if you are in those areas, recommended to bring your own weather radio because it's not a guarantee that there will be radios at these events. And even if there are radios at these events, it's while supplies last. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, we will be keeping an eye on a risk for severe storms on Friday and Friday night time period. Actually, I do think Friday night and a Saturday morning will be dry. It's going to be really the Friday time period that we could have storms as the storms begin to wind down Friday night, and then we'll have those storms redeveloping late Saturday and a Saturday night, and could continue through at least Sunday morning into the early afternoon hours before clearing out again early next week. Lows, by the way, only dropping to 44 tonight, so I'm going to hint on that here in just a second. Just to show you how much rain we could potentially get through next Monday, the European model is showing a wide range in precipitation totals, but still getting a decent amount across much of the state, including here in northeast Kansas. The GFS certainly giving a little bit heavier amounts for the southeastern portions of our viewing areas. So obviously we'll continue to fine-tune this on a day-by-day basis as we get closer towards the end of the week as those rain chances do increase, but it does look like we are in for a weather pattern of above average temperatures and precipitation in both the 6 to 10 and the 8 to 14 day outlook, and even in the 3 to 4 week outlook too. So it does look like this wetter weather pattern will continue with above average temperatures. Why did I mention tonight in the 40s probably being one of our cooler nights that we'll have in a while? Well, it's because typically our last freeze being in late April, we're pretty much there right now. Now going back climatologically speaking, last year our last freeze, 31 degrees last year on this date. That's why I'm mentioning this, because this is the last time we had temperatures at or below freezing was on this date last year. Going back to 2010, our last temperature of 32 degrees or colder was back on April 25th. Going back to 2000, though, the last freeze was on May 3rd. I just don't see that in the future. So I think it's safe to say, unless something crazy happens in May, I think we've had our last freeze. So gardeners, go ahead. Start planting those plants and I don't think we'll have any problems for the rest of the season. I would be shocked if we had something in May that would indicate anything of any freezing temperatures or anything like that here in eastern Kansas. So I think we're in the clear. As you can see, at least in the short term for the next 8 days, nowhere close to any frost or freezes like we even had a little bit over the past couple of nights or mornings, if you will. So good news there. Otherwise, we'll continue to keep an eye on the risk for severe weather towards the end of the weekend, and we'll keep an eye on how much of an impact storms will have, at least during the daytime hours. Keeping my eye on really Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Those are the days that I'm keeping my eye on, at least for daytime storms that could have an impact on your outdoor plans. So keep that in mind. Have a great day.